every time I've seen somebody come from dirt or having a dirt bike experience, they hop on a street bike, even stunt riders, and they're amazing. I've seen a lot of people not make the best financial decisions when it comes to a motorcycle, so I could not.
Are you saying that most of us have ADHD?
A little bit. It is not wise to learn how to wheelie on a big bike. And the reason for that is it's dangerous, it's powerful, it is not forgiving.
They say there are fast boys and then there are men, and it's because the fast boys didn't live to be men.
Yep, exactly. I always tell everybody that if you want to start stunt riding, the number one things you need to worry about are your knees and your shins. So I like from here, high top, helmet, no matter what, because
your noggin is your life.
You're stupid if you don't wear a helmet. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of sympathy. Or the half helmets. I hate those things. They don't work. Yeah. If you really want to seriously learn how to wheelie and control the bike and slow down and walk the bike. I mean, I've seen Brian 636 rides 1000. He can circle that thing. So it's not the bike, it's the rider. And if you really want to learn how to ride like that, you got to put in the time.
Welcome.
Hello.
It's shifting perspective. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
The spiel is why I started this and why we do everything is because there's a ton of girl riders now. They get in guy gear. They ride around and they're just told by like their significant other or whoever to do whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of one of those things where you're like, man, you've been riding for a long time. How many years have you been riding?
It'll be 8. I've been riding since I was 17.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be 8 years here.
So yeah, so that's the whole thing is we're just I'm trying to get girls to pick the right gear, because every time you go to meets, it's what are you wearing? What are you doing?
What do you recommend?
Yeah.
What bike? Yeah.
Yeah. I have like I'm new. What should I be doing? I bought $400 pants that don't fit, whatever the case is. So it's kind of that in a nutshell. So that way, people like you, people like Kendra, people in general can like find the info that they want and pick it based off of, I'm new, I've never done it. How do I like get into it?
Yeah.
Or I've been doing this for a long time, but there's new companies like Saint and Raven who are like coming out with new stuff gear wise.
Yeah.
Or I want to get into doing something else with my bike or a different type of bike. What do I do?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where it comes from. So you are kind of in the world of bikes right now, kind of like the stunt queen for the girlies.
I try to be something like that.
Yeah, which is really cool. It is. It's really cool that you're doing it and you're kind of showing it off and showing everybody what you can do, as opposed to just in a fancy bike in a straight line.
Yeah.
Which we love the fancy bike in the straight line. I just had Kendra here, and she is the fancy bike in the straight line.
Yeah, that bike is fun.
And so I never fault anybody for that. But you said you've been riding for 8 years. You started on dirt bike?
I started, the very first bike I ever rode was actually a Softail Slim Harley. So my mom rides motorcycles, and her dad and whatnot, and yeah, she wanted to get me into it, like, for something that her and I could do together. So she taught me, like, the basics, like how to, where the friction zone is, like shifting on her Harley. And then I don't like the cruisers personally. I don't like that how they sit. So the only sport bike we had at the time was a ZX14. So that was the very first sport bike I ever rode. And I tell people that, and they're like, "Are you insane?" And it's like, a little bit. It wasn't me, I was 17, but my parents were my mom and her husband were very adamant and like, this is a big bike, this is how you do it, you need to be careful because this bike will hurt you. And so it was a big bike, but they really drilled like safety and taught me to ride the right way. And I'm grateful, like on
and
something
you said,
that
how old
big.
Were you?
17.
Okay.
I was 17.
Did you actually take an MSF course too?
Yeah. Okay. So she taught me how to ride. I took my MSF course, and I didn't have it for a year because once you like, have you taken the course? Yeah. So like you either have to backpack with somebody who has their license, or you ride staggered with them. Well, until you're 18. I turned 18 before I had it for a year, so then I just got my regular license after that. But I did take the course. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I have my license. Yeah.
We love to hear it. We love people who have their license and have taken the course and have it actually on their license, not just like the little certificate that they keep in their wallet that they've never actually turned in. And also who have insurance, because if you don't have all of those things, you have to call one of us to come get your bike when they tell you you can't ride it home.
I do. I mean, I do what I do. You know, I wheelie and I do this stunt riding thing, but I am totally legal. My bike is, I have insurance, I'm registered, I have my license. Like, I am very much legal, because if I need to stop, I can stop and not have to worry about my bike getting towed or getting arrested, because I'm allowed to be there. So that's why I do that, because when I ride alone, I'm gonna stop. Like, I'm not dealing with that. You know what I mean? There's no, especially if I'm not doing anything wrong. Like,
and you started when you were young, where like running was not an option. You're young. You're on a cruiser.
Absolutely not.
Running on a cruiser would be nuts. Can you imagine that?
I would drop that thing so fast. That is still, I dropped her bike, and I don't know if she knows that. She does now. But I dropped her bike in the front yard, and I've crashed many a times, and that to this day is still the most difficult motorcycle I have ever had to pick up.
You still have it?
Yeah. It's cool. You know, I dropped it in the grass, so I didn't like really damage it, but thankfully. But yeah, that is still the heaviest and most difficult motorcycle I've ever had to pick up. And it took me 30 minutes. It's heavy.
So you took that and you said, I still hate this, but I want to move into, what was the next one for you?
So they put me on the ZX14 because I wanted a sport bike, and I was riding that around. And when I graduated, I got a 1000. I got a ZX10 for my very first motorcycle, my own. And yeah, my parents are, you think I'm crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah, they gave me, I had a 2006 Kawasaki ZX10R. It was the Widowmaker year, so it had those really cool headlights. It had the stabilizer. It was a badass bike, and my mom was not thrilled.
Here's a Widowmaker.
My mom was not thrilled, and I guess you can consider him my stepdad, but he's been around my whole life.
Yeah.
But he's been riding. It was his ZX14, and his whole.
Okay, so he was like, let's just hand this over.
And he said, you know, again, they really drilled.
Safety.
How strong and how much power that bike had, and his whole philosophy was, well, if you can ride this, then you can ride anything. So I had a ZX10.
And they switched you. At what age did you get that one?
I was 18.
Okay.
I had my license for about, you know, like I said, a little under a year, and I would ride like the ZX14 or my mom's cruiser, and I'd ride to school and just kind of whatever. I didn't have my own, I didn't have my own bike at the time. And then when I graduated, that's when I got.
He was like, here you go.
Here you go. Yeah, here's a 1000.
For like the cheerleaders in the crowd. That's the equivalent of giving somebody like a Cobra Mustang and being like, oh yeah, don't wrap this around a pole.
Yeah, quite literally. And I'm very blessed. Like, that was a gift to me, you know. So a lot of people are like, oh, your parents just, well, my parents, they care, you know, and they were able to do it, and they encouraged it, and they taught me safely, and I'm very blessed that I was given that opportunity, because it was a gift to me. But I rode the shit out of that bike.
And not a lot of people are gifted that opportunity to succeed or fail in both regards. So it works out really well.
Yeah, it was a heavy dose of responsibility, which made me feel good, because they trusted me. As a rider, they thought that
you were good enough.
I was good enough to handle a bike like that. So that boosted my confidence quite a bit.
Okay. And then you started stunting when?
So I started technically I didn't learn in 20. My stunt story is kind of weird, because I had met a stunt rider, just like I was in the stock bike groups, like just like the Ghost guys or whatever, like going to the meets, meeting at the gas stations. We had, I'm not from Texas, so we had our own Fuel City, you know what I mean? And on a Facebook group, I saw one guy pop up and he was doing a wheelie, and I was like, what? I've never seen that before. And we ended up meeting, and he sent me the lot address, and it was the first time I had ever seen anything like that. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Like, I want it.
What was he on?
He was on a 636. He was on a Cali. And yeah, I mean, I was going out to the lot, not learning on my own bike, which a lot of people try to do, and it's not the way to do it. Everybody told me that too, but you know, it's funny. I see.
Were you getting on his, or?
Yeah, I was using his Grom. I was lying to my mom about it because she did not want me
doing that. Absolutely.
Especially on my 1000, because in her head she's like, she's gonna wheelie that thing, right? So I was lying to her about it. I remember I looped one night and I got road rash all over, and she didn't know, and I had to come home and like
act like nothing was
not
wrong.
limp. Yeah, so she didn't notice, and she found out about it, and that happened in like 2018.
This is the what not to do.
Yeah. It happened in 2018, and then I went to college, and I ended up breaking my leg trying to learn how to wheelie. I snapped my femur in half, which didn't help Mom very much, but after I recovered, we kind of had a heart-to-heart, and I told her, I'm like, I love this, like, I don't want to quit, you know, I just started, and my mom's the best. Like, she could have completely disowned me. I told her, you know, you don't have to pay for anything. Like, I was like, I don't want you to be involved in this. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to. I'm like, just support me, please. Yeah. And she did. And
just let me do this, and don't talk bad about what I'm doing.
And now she's got photos of me doing behind things. Her. Yeah, and she loves it. So it makes her nervous, but yeah. So like 2019 is really when I like learned how to wheelie, because I hurt myself the first couple of years. So 2019 to 2020 was like really when I like actually started putting in the seat time. Yeah, and
and did you move here in 2019?
So I graduated from high school in 2018. Okay. And then I moved to Las Vegas in August of that year to go to college. I lived out there for a couple of years. I was out there during the pandemic, and then my college just wasn't really working for me. So I quit, and I knew some people in Dallas. I had bought my Supermoto at the time, and wasn't really a big dirt bike like Supermoto community out there. Yeah. And there was here, so I just was like, all right. So I packed up all my stuff and moved to Dallas, and here I am. Yeah.
That seems to be the consensus right now for a lot of people who love bikes. Yeah. Is like, it's a hub here and it's a hub in Florida. Yep. Like, those are the two like major
in California.
Hubs.
Cali, Texas, Florida. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do Cali though.
Nope. Absolutely not. Sorry, but it's double digit gas is crazy. Like
that, and like, we have long roads here, right, to get to point A to point B, and like highways where it's like, but it's not, it gets jammed, but it's not jammed all the time. It's not, and I know that we have laws against split lane and all of that, but you don't have to use it that much here.
No.
If ever.
California is
you have to. Yep. Like, it is required for you to feel comfortable doing that. And that's hard for new people to even understand.
Some of the most horrendous traffic I have ever experienced in my life. Like, I have yet to see anything anywhere remotely close to LA and Orange County and all that area of traffic. So
not even But okay, so you moved here, and you said you wanted to you had Supermoto, right? Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that. What were you doing with that?
I love that bike. I learned how to wheelie on a Z125. Okay. Like, you know, Cali's version of a Grom. And I bought that, and then I sold my ZX10, and I bought a stunted FRI, which is just a Honda 2000 totally beat up stunt bike. And you know, it wasn't, I didn't have a title for it. It was all this drama, so I just sold. I bought, you know, I made sure it got a title, you know what I mean, after that. But I sold them both, and I bought the Supermoto. They're great bikes. I mean, they're easy to work on. They're light. You can do anything with them. Mine is a WR250X, which Yamaha only made for 4 years, so it's street legal. It's got the headlight. It's got street tires from the factory. It's reliable. Like, I can jump things. I can ride on the street. I can wheelie. I can swap dirt tires on it.
We've all seen the jumps.
Yeah.
For like all of the Instagram and stuff like that. It's supermoto next to like a 636 or a 650, and they're just like bloop.
Bloop. Yep. And that's like my favorite thing. I never have to worry about
where you are.
I can go through.
It's the truck
of.
We can hop the curb and go wherever we need to go.
Yep, and they're great. They're great bikes, and I'll never not have a supermoto. Like I think they're fantastic, and I think they're great for new riders too. I mean, they're tall. That's kind of the biggest thing. Everyone's like, they're too tall. It's a dirt bike. Of course, it's going to be tall, but I mean, they're just...
It makes you better.
It does, and like I said, they're versatile, and they can take a beating, man. You can throw a dirt bike down the road, and it's gonna be fine. Like, you're probably not gonna total it. So
and
it's
the
like,
plastics, you just are super replaceable.
Replaceable. Like, they're great bikes. Great. I always vouch for dirt bikes. I wish I grew up riding dirt bikes, like a lot of people.
Yeah. So, okay, if you had to do it again, start from the beginning, all the way to the beginning, and you had the choice of bikes, would you have started with supermoto or would you have started with street bikes?
I would have definitely done like supermoto and dirt bikes. I would have, like, I was an athlete like when I was younger, so I did play sports, but and you know, everything happens. Like, I'm happy, you know, but if I could, like, or especially like if I have kids, like, I really want to encourage them to get into motocross or racing or freestyle motocross, because it's just motocross riders, I don't know if, are some of the most fit athletes out of. They're very in shape. They are very healthy. You know, it takes a lot of work to do that, and
to get through a rut.
And it teaches you everything, because a lot of the times, like dirt bikes, it's not the bike, it's the rider, and the rider, you just learn so many fundamentals that you just don't really get the opportunity to on a street bike right away. Every time I've seen somebody come from dirt or having a dirt bike experience, they hop on a street bike, even stunt riders, and they're amazing because they...
Yeah, a good example of that I've met recently, his name is like something Z-E-E, and I was like, oh, how long have you had this? And he was like, not that long. And I was like, you're like climbing all over this bike when we're going like 80, which I do not recommend, but if that's the case, like, how did you? And he was like, oh, I did dirt bikes before. And I was like, no shit. Like, there's no way you didn't. Like, you had to have that. Also, I like their gear better.
Yeah, they look cooler. they look a little bit cooler.
I'm like, can I have those boots? And he was like, those aren't street rated. And I'm like, I don't really give a shit.
They work too. They hold your ankles in place. Like,
that's what I'm saying. They're like, we want it to where it's like flexible. And I'm like, no. I've worked on a ranch. I had snake boots before. Like, I'm used to that.
There's no need for flex.
We're good. I just don't want a chain going through my leg. We're perfectly fine. Put me in boots that are up to my knees.
Yeah, they look cute too. Give me all the colors.
Like, well, that's the thing. They have all the colors, and we see all the black and everything like that. And I know that we are, in the nicest way, like the emo people of the world. But we need more color. Especially the girl stuff. Yeah. It needs more colors.
I don't like the race boots. I think they're kind of ugly, personally. I don't hate on anybody that wears them, but
no, yeah.
I just kind of look at them. I'm like,
it's your personal
I don't really like them.
No, I was looking at 5-finger gloves. They're European gloves that, and I really like. They have these like neon colored ones, and I was like, women's, and it was like leopard print and this and pink, and I was like, you've lost me.
Can I have like?
Can I just have the same colors? Like, all the weird colors that the guys get? And I know we have less going on, but, like, please give us more color choices that aren't, like, just feminine colors. We want to match the bikes that we pick. Orange. Come on. I don't actually.
Orange gloves.
Orange gloves, neon gloves, anything that I want to wrap it with. Which, speaking of wrap... You do, and you've been doing for some time now.
Yeah, I've been wrapping, vehicle wrapping for like 6 years now.
Yeah, and you wrapped Kendra's bike.
I did.
And we just showed Kendra's bike and everything like that. You were going to do my MT-07 before it went to the Jesus.
Bad. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh no. Like,
it was a great time. But you've wrapped quite a few people in the DFW area's bikes. I just saw you did a dragon on someone's bike. Who was that?
Smurf. His H2, yeah, just we do work together, and it's business owners helping, you know, young business owners helping young business owners out. So but.
So you do that. Tell me a little bit. So you've been doing it for how long did you say again?
6-ish years.
6-ish years. And you've wrapped cars, and then you got into bikes. How long ago did you start like incorporating that in?
Probably, I'd probably say like 2-ish years. You know, I wrapped very few bikes when I was doing mainly cars and like commercial work and whatnot. People don't typically want to pay to wrap their motorcycles, especially shop prices, because they do charge quite a bit, which obviously I charge a little bit less, not because of lack of quality, but just because, you know, it's a different circumstance for me. Like, I'm a single proprietor, like I run my own business. There's no employees, there's no...
It's just you.
Just me, so...
Yeah. What's your company called?
Verbatim Designs.
Okay.
With 2 eyes. But yeah, I mean, bikes are tough, you know, bikes are really tough. They're tedious, they're small compared to cars, which I think a lot of people get the misconception that they should be easier, but bikes are some of the hardest things to wrap because they're so aggressive with their angles, versus cars, they're relatively flat. Like the majority of them, you get the supercars, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, but like that's not...
Well, and I've seen a lot of your wraps. They're not just like just one color, or even just like accents. Some of them are, but a lot of them are like designed, specifically printed, that if you fuck it up printing it again is not going to be a really fun conversation to have.
Yeah, and that's kind of my whole goal, like the misconception of, like I said, I worked on luxury and exotic vehicles before, you know, I was doing bikes, but when you're working on those kind of cars, like the quality that's expected of you, it can't be... I know the stigma for wraps is that they're cheap, they fail, they don't look good, which a lot of installers or people who claim to, and I'm not, you know, coming at anybody, but it is a trade, just like an electrician or a mechanic, and there is a proper way to do it, and there's classes and there's time, you apprentice, like it's not just something that you just pick up one day and pretend to be an installer, right? Which a lot of people do, because it is an industry that if you figure it out could be very lucrative, but the install part, it's a new industry, so it's unregulated too, so the quality that is expected, or it should be, does not often happen. So people expect wraps to fail or lift or bubble or do whatever they do, and that's normal, but it's not. That's just somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. So my goal with the wraps is to go above that, like average quality, you know, and make it look like paint, which
Yours do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really try to like do it right and take all the proper steps, wrap the edges, post heat everything, make sure it looks like Lex's bike, like that's PPF, you know, it needs to look a certain way. So that's...
And PPF is great because it protects it a little bit. Explain that to people who don't know what.
PPF is clear bra, basically. So I know a lot of dealerships, you've seen old cars with that harsh line across the hood. So that's a clear bra, it's PPF. So it's just a thicker layer of material. They do colored ones now, but it's either gloss or matte, depending on the paint of your car. And it's supposed to not look like it's there. Right? It's supposed to be transparent, but it's just a thick layer of material to protect from debris and rock chips.
Which is great.
Yeah. If you want to protect your investment for a long time, that's the way to go, for sure. Because vinyl wrap is thin, so
yes, it is.
It'll rip.
It's really thin. Yeah, I've had a couple of friends. One of my friends, his is like Fifi is his handle, and he did his own, and it looked cute. But you can tell when you get up close to it because he did that highlighter yellow. Where he tried, but it was like it's not perfect. So you know, there's something to be said about like somebody who knows what they're doing versus someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and vinyl is very thin, so it's very hard to work with. And then if you have designs on that, I've seen you work that design for the Dragon, and that looked like arts and crafts on fire. And I don't like arts and crafts in general. I don't have the patience. If somebody was like, you're gonna cross stitch this, because I do want to do a cross stitch in my bathroom that says like, please don't do cocaine in here.
I love that.
But
just so y'all know, like
you can't. This isn't the place. But I'm like, I don't have the patience for it. So watching you do that, I'm like, nope. There's not even.
I like to say it's an acquired taste.
Which, I mean, I'm glad you acquired it because somebody in our industry had to acquire that within DFW. So for everybody to find it, you're on Instagram for your designs. Mm-hmm. Do you also have it on TikTok as well?
It's just my personal, like, Giazzi on TikTok. I'm still trying to figure out the TikTok thing. Honestly, I'm just kind of posting. It's like gambling, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, TikTok and either my personal or my business, like I'm active on both. So personal, it's just a little bit harder because I'm not trying to be like, oh, I get so many message requests, but you know how it is with those spam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if somebody does want to get wrapped, do you want them on your website?
Website for sure, because I get notifications for those completely separate from social media, and it's a lot easier for me to get those because they are separate. Yeah, bots and whatnot, and it can be overwhelming. So I do miss messages. I don't mean to ignore people.
No, yeah.
Some people think I'm not nice because I do, but I'm like, I swear, I just
once you get up there a number, it really it buries everybody, which is really sad.
Yeah.
For wrapping, what is your favorite bike to wrap right now?
R7s. Because they are flat. They are so flat.
They are so flat.
They are, and that sounds like so, but it's easier than like a 6 through 6.
And they're a great mid-weight bike.
They are. They're great bikes. It's a CP2, it's not as, it's not going to hit like a 600. It's not going to have as many problems as a 600.
It's got the same engine as an MT-07.
Yep.
So you're feeling great. If you've been on dirt bikes before, I've said it before, I'll say it again. They're great if you kind of know what you're doing, but kind of don't.
Yep.
And they'll last long enough to where you don't feel like you need to hit a leader bike immediately.
Yep, and they're fast enough, and they're great stunt bikes, like right out of the box. Like R7s, MT-07, Yamaha really did a good job with that engine, the CP2.
Yeah.
Like it's a great platform. I got my 636 just because I like Cowie and I like the little bit of power, but
but you get to pay the insurance on that.
Yeah. CP2 engine platforms are fantastic, but their fairings are really flat too, and versus a Cowie, especially the new gens, like they're layered and they're sharp and this and that, and R7s are just real simple. They pop off, go back on. So the S1000s are too. They come apart very easy. They're race bikes, so they kind of have to. Yeah.
Don't get an S1000. Get an R7. Call her.
Then get the S1000 later.
No, I had a friend get on one the other day and was like, I can't stop thinking about it. And I was like, you shouldn't have done it. There's no reason for you to have that bike. It's like $30,000.
Which is insane. I would never. Sorry. I would never.
I don't know if I could. I mean, they're beautiful bikes, but it doesn't pull to me.
I could definitely think of 10 other things that I could spend $30,000 on.
Yeah.
And I mean that
But I mean, I take it as a gift.
Yeah.
Cash if we
out.
get to that point, there's a sponsor out there that wants to put that down for her. She'll stunt one.
I'll wheelie it. They're great bikes. I'm not a huge fan of German engineering because I've worked on.
I've heard that a couple of times.
Yeah, and I try not to be one of those people, but I think they've gotten better with cosmetics. But yeah, I mean, $30,000 on a motorcycle is not something I would spend, number one. And number two, I mean, half the people that own those bikes don't actually own them either. And that's kind of my thing. To each their own, they're great ways to build your credit. But they're also great ways to completely tank your credit and screw yourself. I was going to say,
the insurance on those has to be insane.
So I personally have never financed a motorcycle. I always buy it cash. I always get it with a title, because I stunt anyways.
Yeah.
So, but even if I didn't, I've seen a lot of people not make the best financial decisions when it comes to a motorcycle. So I could not.
Are you saying that most of us have ADHD?
Yeah, a little bit.
that we have some tism. That we have some emotionally corrupt ideas on when we should do things. Absolutely not. I've never made a poor decision. No. We've never decided to stunt and not tell our parents.
I did.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be honest, or don't tell them at all.
If you had to start stunting again, you would do a Grom again?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, because that's the thing. If somebody wanted to start out right now, today, and they were like, hey, I love what she does. I love what that is. I can't stop thinking about it. your idea of that is go to a lot with a Grom.
Yep.
And cry.
Yep. Lots of crying for physical and emotional reasons. No, I mean, in all serious, you know, you're gonna crash, and I don't bash people for trying to learn how to wheelie, because the only time, you know, the whole power wheelies argument, whatever, the only time that I ever have something ill will to say is when somebody has an ego about it.
Yeah.
And it is not wise to learn how to wheelie on a big bike. Like, and there are some people that do it. I'm not saying but it's very, very uncommon. There are not a lot of people that actually learn how to properly stunt ride or properly do a wheelie on a big bike. And the reason for that is it's dangerous, it's powerful, it is not forgiving. You know, when I was learning, I almost died when I broke my leg because I hopped on the same generation of sport bike I have actually right now, thinking that I could do it. My ego, my 18-year-old ego saying, oh, I'm gonna learn how to wheelie so fast, like it's so easy, it almost took my life. So I'm very adamant about learning it the right way. I don't have a lot of respect for riders who are arrogant about wheelies, number one, but also refuse to do things as simple as cover your foot brake, because you're playing with your life at that point. It's not about social media. It's not about a joke. If you loop a wheelie going 80 miles an hour, the chances of you standing back up are very slim to none, especially going down the highway, versus if you're on a Grom and you take the proper steps to learn the foot brake and you take the proper steps how to learn how to wheelie, you're going 10 miles an hour. Those riders are always going to prevail more than the ones that refuse to do that. Yeah. And I was one of those riders, and I am so very blessed to be here. I hate to get it on a soapbox, but I'm so passionate about learning the right way, because I almost didn't even get to make it to 21 because of my own ego. Yeah,
they say there are fast boys and then there are men, and it's because the fast boys didn't live to be men.
Yep, exactly, and that's real. You know, and again, like, I'm all about having fun and riding your bike and doing wheelies, but if you're gonna learn how to wheelie, do it the right way. Get on it. If you are genuine, and that's the other thing, some of these guys don't want to learn how to wheelie. Some of these guys are and girls, you know, there's girls that do it too.
Yep.
Some of them are totally fine with chasing out their wheelies going 100 miles an hour. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
Then get an S1K, because it has wheelie control.
It does. Yeah, I mean, but if you really want to seriously learn how to wheelie and control the bike and slow down and walk the bike. I mean, I've seen Brian 636 rides 1000, he can circle that thing. So it's not the bike, it's the rider. And if you really want to learn how to ride like that, you got to put in the time.
Put in the time, put in the safety, learning the thing,
and learn on a little bike.
The muscle memory, and get on a Grom.
Get on a Grom. Groms will teach you everything you need to know, because power is a substitute for fundamentals. So when you have a lot of power and you're only using your throttle to wheelie, sure, you can do that, but Groms teach you the balance of your body, because it's not just throttle, it's left and right, it's back and forward, it's correcting when you hit a bump, like it's all the fundamentals, and the Groms don't have the power to substitute that, so you have to learn
where your balance
is, and how, and the machine, and how to dump the clutch, and how, like, the timing. Like, Groms force you to learn the fundamentals,
which we love.
Yeah, fundamentals are important. Just like in the MS courses, you know, you grab the clutch, both brakes, put your feet down. It's the same thing.
And you also cry about it there too.
You cry about it there because some people drop their bikes. One girl crashed her bike into a fence at mine.
Wow.
Yeah, she literally, like, I don't even know. And the instructor was like, pull the clutch in. Pull the clutch in. She just did not.
Yeah, some people don't have that. They don't have the instincts to, like, save themselves for whatever the reason is. They stop hearing and listening. So if you're one of those people, maybe let's go with Vespas.
Let's go with Vespas. A little bit safer.
I'll see you on a mini bike. Like, that's totally fine. You get on a Vespa, we'll still be friends. Vespas, if I see a girl on a Vespa, I'm still gonna wave at them.
Those things hit. They're fun.
The only thing I don't know if I can get behind to this day is the Can-Ams. I just can't.
They're ugly.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be real. Like that. I just, I
don't know. Am I supposed to wave at you? Am I not? Well, that's always the question.
They're funky looking too. I'm like, man, what is that thing?
With my hands here. Do I say hi to you? Do I not? Are you just disabled and this is why you're on it?
Like, oh, okay.
No, honestly, okay. you get on your you're standing in a lot, you have your grum. Let's talk gear, okay? This girl comes up to you, they say they want a wheelie. They're in what you're wearing currently. You go, no ma'am, you're not getting on a grum to learn to wheelie. What would your recommendation be?
Knee pads.
Okay.
Straight up. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not, Miss Gear guru.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah, I don't wear the pad, and so the reason why, let me just explain why. So
That's
when
fine.
you're wearing your average, gear is bulky, and it's supposed to be, right?
Yep.
But when you're stunt riding, that can cause more of a danger rather than help, because if you're jumping around on the seat and or you go to pull your leg through, you can get caught on your bike or on your own. I've been wearing a riding jacket. When I first started learning how to stunt, I would wear a riding jacket, and I would get caught. I couldn't
move like you are supposed to.
Yeah, so I always tell everybody that if you want to start stunt riding, the number one things you need to worry about are your knees and your shins. So I from here, high tops, like I said, I don't wear the riding boots because I don't think they're comfortable, and you can't really feel the foot brake. Some people argue that, but they're thick. You're not gonna, versus high top skater shoes, again, they're not the best, but
would you recommend the high top skater shoes that are like Dainese or things like that?
Yeah, or Vans. Vans is good about it.
Yeah.
You're not going too fast. It's kind of like BMX or skateboarding, kind of the relatively the same amount of gear. I have elbow pads. I don't use them very often because I don't really hit.
But also, she's a professional.
Yeah,
guys.
I've been doing this for a long time. So when I first started, I had the back brace on, I had the knee pads on.
Yeah.
I
so
really.
that new girl that's standing in front of you, you're saying probably if we had to go, they wanted to be the most safe. Like the shoes that look like shoes, but are probably have some kind of reinforcement on them.
Yep.
So Dainese, Alpine Star, that they have the shoes, like the Stella, whatever, that are like brown or whatever.
Anything that it wraps around your ankle. If you can tighten it around your ankle,
and
you're
then
solid.
Knee pads.
Knee pads,
like
Dainese.
skater knee pads.
Dainese. Knee pads. They're I live by these. They're like the V1, something like that. If you type in V, they only have one set. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're the best. I've gone through a lot of knee pads, and they are by far the most top tier knee pads that I've ever used. A lot of stunt riders use them. They're solid. Dainese makes a great product. So those knee pads, an Icon vest, like a back brace, and then Dainese knee pads, same thing. They match. They sell.
Do you have the girl vest or the guy vest?
I have a guy vest because it was gifted to me.
Okay.
But
so I have a friend. Her name is Luna, and then R6 Steph.
Yeah.
They all wear the guy ones. The girl ones, it's thinner here, which is hilarious because most of us have boobs.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have a chest, you would want a wider front. So the guy ones are probably. Well, I would recommend because it sits better on everyone.
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger. I got again, one of them was gifted to me. The stunt riding community is very generous, especially if you show the effort that you want to be there. So a lot of people blessed me with a lot of gear, just extra. The guy that gave me the Icon vest was sponsored by Icon, so I mean he's he's like, here.
You should have this.
Yeah, quite literally. Don't die, literally. And I mean, it was big on me, but it covered my chest, and then it covered all the way down to my tailbone. And, I am more prone to leg injuries. I have.
It sounds like
damage. Yeah, I broke my right femur and I tore my left ACL. So I'm very adamant about leg protection. I also think it's because I played softball, because when I hit the ground, so I think I'm not.
You probably had some micro fractures.
Yeah, I don't have I don't put my arms out, so that's why
which is great.
Lucky. I don't put my arms out.
Either arms or legs, pick one, whichever one you want.
Yeah, right. But
whichever one you don't want.
Yeah, and especially.
And you have tattoos on these, so keep these safe.
I gotta protect them. Yeah, I wear long sleeve. I'm but you don't need a ton of gear, but you need impact gear more than anything, because you're gonna be.
She wears a helmet.
I do helmet no matter what, because
your noggin is your life.
You're stupid if you don't wear a helmet. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of sympathy. Or the half helmets. I hate those things. They don't work.
Yeah.
They do not work. I worked at Cycle Gear for some time, and this was a long time ago, but they make you, I don't know if they still do, but they make you take a bunch of like onboarding
safety
stuff.
Courses, yeah.
And like one of them was all about helmets. And I learned all these different things about helmets, and I will never not wear a Shoei because of that, or Shoei or Arai, and I live and breathe and die by that. Alpine Star is a good like third up there, but Shoei and Arai are some of the best helmets on the market. I won't wear, I refuse to wear anything else.
Which is hilarious because Shoei is great, right? But like AGV has come out of like nowhere and it's like the thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a Pista hater, but I definitely think it's trendy. You know, I think AGV makes good helmets, right? They do. They're approved. They're DOT. But the thing about Arai and Shoei and why they're significantly different and significantly more expensive than the average helmet is because they use fiberglass in their helmets, and the technology is 6 layers rather than 3, and the requirement to pass DOT is 3. So a lot of helmet companies don't do those extra layers, which is fine, but what causes concussions is impact in one area, right? And what Shoei and Arai have done with their technology is when you impact, it spreads it through the entire helmet rather than that one area, where a lot of helmets, because they don't have the fiberglass and the Kevlar and all that in there, it doesn't do that. So some helmets are more prone to you getting hurt rather than something that is built better.
And we're talking about their full face helmets without the sunglasses in there and things like that. And the reason for that is because they have been able to make it to where it touches the whole helmet. If you're wearing something that has the modular or has the things in there, you do put yourself more at risk.
Yes.
And you have to be comfortable with that.
Yes.
That's the choice that you make yourself.
Yes.
But the reality is they are the safest.
Yes, and they're more, and even the modulars, like, and it's not, you know, opinions aside, like if you just do your research on these helmets and you look into the statistics, because they're there, you know, and they explain everything to you. They're very open. Modulars are not as safe as full face helmets. They're not as safe, you know, the argument on helmets has always been funny to me because there's no reason to...
Yeah, it's facts versus opinions.
Facts versus opinions, and it's your head. So for me, I will spend that much money on that nice of a helmet to protect myself. Like I've turned down, and I'm not, I mean, like I've turned down sponsors and all that, but like I've been reached out to by a couple helmet companies that I'm not going to name any names, but a couple of them that a lot of people are sponsored by, or which is great for them. Terrible.
Let them do that.
Terrible quality of helmets.
Yeah.
Terrible, 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 terrible. And when you advertise bad quality helmets to your following, you're putting other people at risk.
Yeah.
Like you are in...
Which is why make a better helmet.
Exactly. Make a better helmet. Yeah, exactly. So Shoei and Arai, I live, breathe, and die by, because they got it. They got it for sure.
Okay, so we have helmets, okay? If... arms, okay? Now, you duck and cover, and you wear long sleeves. Yeah. Anything else that you recommend?
Roll. Just roll. If you crash, don't do this. Don't.
I mean, you want to. Yeah. That's why we practice failing.
Yeah. Don't. Especially if you're gonna stunt ride, like, try to get up. You know, if you're sliding, try to get up off the ground. Just because, you know, if you're in the middle of the lot, there might be people behind you. If you're in the street, like, if you can, try to get yourself up off of the ground, because if you can get up and moving, you're less likely to hit somebody or your body be hit. And that's very common. Like if you see wrecks at stunt rides, people will wreck and they'll stand up immediately because it's ingrained in you that like, you're about to get hit. Yeah, get up.
Because it's a sport. Yeah. It's a sport. And what do we do in sports, soccer and all of them? If you're on the field and you go down and you can get back up, you get up because you're about to get... like somebody else is about to
run you over. Yeah, and if you can't get up, like when I broke...
cleats are not fun on your back.
No. Like when I broke my leg, like you'll know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you're done.
You'll try to get up and you'll be like, okay, well, you're like, I'm not getting up. So
I am out.
You'll know if you're seriously hurt, but just try to...
Are you wearing gloves too while you're out there?
Yep, always. Okay. I wear gloves. Some people don't. I know a couple guys that stunt ride, they just like it better. Hands, you know what I mean? And if I'm
gonna fall, I would really like to fall on not my actual hands. Yeah. That sounds terrible. Painful.
Yeah.
That sounds like it hurts so bad.
Well, and when one of the tricks that I like to do is I like to hand drag, and when you're not wearing gloves, it's not,
Can you imagine that?
Not comfortable. It takes you, you're like, oh, like I've touched it.
Gloves.
Yeah, I've touched a couple times. I'm like, damn.
Like that's heat.
Yeah, like, that kind of hurt. Like I've shaved my nail off. Like I've touched just the top, you know, like as if I filed it. But yeah, so gloves are important when you start doing stuff like that, because
you're like, okay, that hurts. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you had to start, you would start with wheelies, or would you start with something else trick wise? What would be your like beginner?
If I to start stunt riding, or just to start stunt riding, your basic wheelie. And I learned with my foot down from a dead stop on Z, just pop it up, put it back down. Some people don't, you know, it's preference. Some people learn with their feet up. I learned with my foot down. And a lot of people get caught up with wanting to be high, right? They want to get it up high.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you get up there, which you can, you know, you give it enough gas and you dump the clutch, it's gonna come up. But the problem is when you get up there, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So they freak out, and everybody's natural reaction is to take your feet off. And you know, you wheelie, everybody does
you're gonna
this
loop it
because they want to save themselves. Yeah, you're trying to, and that's just human reaction. So you want to save yourself. So yeah, if you want to
go against your lizard brain.
Yeah, and focus on hitting the foot brake. Don't focus on getting it up. Like, get it up off the ground, hit the brake, bring it back down.
Okay.
Get it up off the ground, hit the brake. Don't even try to get it up to balance point. Like, because you need to develop that muscle memory. Because once you learn foot brake, you can wheelie anything. Like, foot brake and clutch work has saved me more times than I can count. And it's because of that repetition. Like, just
I've
focusing.
seen a lot of new riders just in general, like just for the basics of things, even not use their back brake.
Which is crazy because it's the
that's
better
the only
brake.
Thing that saves you.
Yeah, it's the better brake.
If you grab fistful of brake at any point in your life, welcome to an endo into a full flip.
Yeah, you're done. And your back brake, you know, something that really like changed the chemistry in my brain when I was learning was somebody told me that if you put a bike on a dyno and you just crank it and it's and spinning, freaking spams, dude. If it's spinning and you kick that foot brake hard enough, it'll stop that wheel every time, because they build the foot brakes from stock, from you know, from the dealership and from the manufacturer to have that strength. So it'll save you. It'll stop that rear wheel, and it's much better to lock up. That's why the same thing when people say if you blow out your front tire, you're going to crash versus if you blow out your rear. It's rear brake is, even if you're not stunt riding, is like, if you can learn that and you can react and understand, like if your bike's going to fishtail or something, like it's very useful.
If you hit what are those? Not the cones, the giant cones, the construction cones.
The big ones, the big fat ones.
The piece, that like plastic piece comes off the bottom. I've gone over one of those. It was in the middle of the street and I didn't know it, and it was tight traffic. And I went over/through one of those, and I was like, well, we're not going to die, but that was not a fun piece to go over. And it was like all back brake. If I had done front brake, we would have been like,
yeah, your foot brake will save you from a lot. Like a lot, honestly. It's crazy. Bikes are cool, man. They're really cool.
For a new rider who's looking to even just get into bikes, we're just going to say MSF course. Right?
Yeah, I think everybody should take their MSF course. I encourage everybody to take it because it teaches you things. I know each course is different, but it just teaches you things that it's like going to school. You know what I mean? Like you could learn from other people and like street smart and whatever. And there's plenty of people who have been riding 20 years, you know, and they never went. But that MSF course will teach you fundamentals. So like counter steering, like a lot of people don't even know what that is. And that is so crucial when you're riding a motorcycle, and it helps you lean and how to stop, and like it just teaches you the basic foundation. It's like the foundation of the house. So I think everybody needs to get their MSF license. And they also teach you the proper laws of the road. Not that anybody follows them, because even cars don't even follow them. But they actually teach you like the purpose of like lane position and like proper motorcycle safety and rules. And they're rules are rules. I get it, but rules are rules for a reason, and they work.
Yeah.
They genuinely
And a lot
work.
of those instructors are old guys who have, and not being mad at them, they're old guys who have dealt with people who have messed up those rules in some way. And they could have had injured friends, things like, but they are not kidding around.
Nope, they're
not your gentle person who's like, oh yeah, do whatever you want. They're like, get up to speed. And you're like, why? I thought this was a learning experience. Why do I need to like get up to like 30 within like 3 seconds? And it's like, because you could die otherwise.
It's very serious. Like, and like we talked about, like, riding a motorcycle is fun and all that, but like, social media, and now I'm not old, by the way. Like, I'm in my mid-20s now, but I'm now getting to the point where, like...
No, that's me. I'm old. You're fine.
Well, I'm getting to the point where now, like, I remember when I was the new generation coming into it, and now I'm seeing people who were, 13 when I was learning how to ride, and I'm friends with them, right? Because now we're, in retrospect, like, we're not that far apart in age when we're in our 20s, so it's like... it's not a joke, and social media has been booming over the years, and it's a blessing and a curse, but social media definitely gives that illusion that it's a joke and that it's...
Or that it's cool to do those things.
Yeah, and...
I'm not here to bash anybody's social media or, like, the following that they have. That's not what I'm here for, because you can all follow whoever you want to follow.
It's really easy to go viral, by the way. I'm just putting that out there. A lot of people kind of treat it like they're Hollywood or it's, like, this special thing. But it's really not that hard.
Even like, the old guys, like, I'll name drop a couple, like Rafa and a couple of them. They're doing things at an accelerated rate. They're doing things that are going to go viral, and I'm not mad at them for those things, but that's a culture that we're all like stepping into, right? Or like ghost racing, things like that. You put it on your helmet, you want to go super fast, right? That's a culture that we're really in the middle of, and I definitely see it as a safety risk for a lot of people who are wanting to get into it. I'm not bashing that. I understand it because it is cool. It is fast. It is great to go through the tunnels and like on your way to Mexico or whatever you want to do. That's totally fine. But remember, at the end of the day, that you have to get home. If you don't get home, that's on you. So if you're following that and promoting that and you're going viral doing that, just know that that's a choice. As opposed to, you can do the same viral content by showing your skill in different ways, which is what you're doing. You have learned and you have trained to do this sport, because it is a sport.
It is.
To showcase it in a way that is safe. Ish.
And well, and
but all sport requires risk.
And I've been building my platform, as you would call it, for over 5 years now. I started from zero. Like I didn't go viral overnight, and I know a lot of people do, and I know a lot.
There's a lot of people don't.
And
people just think they went viral overnight.
And it's like, it's a blessing and a curse, man, because it is really just a number at the end of the day. I've met influencers that are as broke as a joke, and I've met people who don't even have a social media presence and they're multimillionaires. So to me, it's a tool, I like Rafa, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and those guys,
I love Rafa. He's so nice, they're great, and so sweet.
Yeah, and it's a great culture, but what people, and Rafa does do this, but when these gentlemen, and like Mez as well, because I kind of group them together.
Yes, absolutely.
They have been riding for a very long time. These men are in their 30s. They have been riding for probably over 10 years of their life. They are very skilled. They know their bikes. And
everyone forgets that.
And when you have a following like that, and in general, you need to promote that message, because if you promote the egotistical fast bike, that this is why we are having so many people, 18, 19, 20-year-olds who don't even see 21, 25, 30, because they are dying on these bikes. And I'm just pointing out the elephant in the room, because I don't mind the culture, but what I don't have any respect for is people who don't respect the culture. And all they do is they see a video on the internet and they want to go super, super fast, and there's absolutely no training, and that's like seeing a military sniper going through target practice and absolutely shredding his practice and being like, I want to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. No, like he has trained for many years of his life, he has messed up, he has gotten hurt. Like, so when you have a following like that, it is so crucial to be transparent and to encourage the people that look up to you to do it the right way, to express the dangers. That's why I'm so transparent about what happened to me. Somebody told me, he's like, wow, like, it's crazy that you take accountability because you broke my leg. Why would I not?
Yep.
Because I made a poor decision because of my ego. So I tell, especially the women and the people that do want to get into stunt riding, don't let your ego twist the throttle, because it can and will kill you.
Yep.
So like these machines, even this thing, these are way more powerful than any of our comprehension could even handle. So
yeah,
we are never going to ride our bikes to the fullest potential. Even the fastest guys, like those 1000s, the ZX14s, the Busas, the H2s, like those bikes are so advanced, and there are very, very few riders, at least in my opinion, in the community that ride those bikes to their full potential. And that's just, I mean, it's how they're built. You know, the manufacturers absolutely, they built those bikes for a reason, to do that for a reason. So it's like, just important to express.
Especially on street. You're never going to get the full potential on street for sure.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like, it's really important to preach that safety and to be transparent, because that's how you encourage the younger generation to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And not for the clout or attention or whatever you want to call it. I don't...
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
and the thing is, we have these bikes for their fullest potential and things like that. You're also really transparent about, you break things on your bike, you gotta fix them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't even have your bike here today because
it's broken.
because it's broken. But that's fine, because you're gonna fix it. And that's one of the things that I do want to encourage the girls to be able to do themselves. I'll talk about it every single time that I meet with any girl, is if you don't know something, ask a friend, ask her, ask me, ask somebody, ask YouTube how to fix it, and maintain your bike.
Yeah, and you know...
You got 2 wheels. Only 2.
Yeah.
If one of them fails or is badly pressured, or you have chain that's dying. Yesterday, I literally heard the ball bearings on someone's bike leaving a meet. And I was like, oh Lord, how are you riding home?
My rotor bolts were hand tight.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
There's something called friction welding, guys.
Yeah.
Look up friction welding, because it's scary.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, working on bikes, it is intimidating at first. And I haven't worked on my own bikes my whole life. Like, I've had, a lot of like significant others, or I've met people in the community that have helped me learn over the years. But as I got older and, I grew and was able to get my own kind of setup and tools, and it's really important to work on your own bike, especially my 636. I do a lot of work on my 636 by myself. My significant other helps me on things that, because sometimes the tension is hard, and for women it is tough. You got to have a little bit of strength, so it can be tough. But nobody's ever going to do it for you, and you should. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Nobody's going to save you.
Nobody's going to save you. With my business, with wrapping bikes, I have to take bikes apart. I have to learn, and I had to learn, because if I don't learn, it's my full-time job. I won't make money.
Yeah, Jesus can't take the wheel.
Yeah, so, there's plenty of resources out there. There's schematics, there's YouTube videos, there's plenty, and it's really not all that hard. If you look at it and you know the general idea of where things are, you can typically figure it out. Now, I don't do any internal engine work, because that's a whole nother ballgame, but like oil changes, brake pad changes, tire changes, checking like your rotor bolts. I did stunt bikes, my year of stunt bike in particular, it needs 2 fans on it instead of the one stock one. So I stripped the wiring harness and like wired up my own fans. But now I know if something goes wrong, I know exactly where to look. Why?
And
because I did it.
If you're somewhere else, you know how to fix it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know exactly where it is. You
can be solo and just go, oh crap, I'm done.
Yeah.
As opposed to, this is a simple fix, I got it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or even just an oil change. Let's just start with air pressure. Get your air pressure right. Take care of your change. Do your oil changes.
Check your sprocket bolts and your rotor bolts too, because they rattle out.
Yeah,
they do. Like, I have had them rattle out on me. So, but yeah, basic maintenance. It's important. It's not intimidating once you touch it. Once you touch it, and it's nuts and bolts. There's only so many
we should
sizes.
Just have a wash day one day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We'll wash everybody's bike and teach them how to do their chains.
Dude,
and air pressure.
I would be up here so fast. My bike is so filthy. It's so bad. Like, there's oil it's a Cowie thing. There's
I
oil all over
by
it.
bikes, and I'm like, when is the last time you even did this? And it's funny because like I washed mine. Yes, I went through water. I went through water that was up to here the other day.
Oh my
so
gosh.
like, let's just laugh at that. But honestly, like it was like 2 months ago that I did everything, so it looks really great and everything like that, and oil change and all of that. But I actually didn't know on the KTM that there's 3 holes for the oil change. So it was a little bit special. You have to take this off.
Interesting.
Right here. And then underneath this, you can actually see there's 2 bolts down there that are for like metal screen capture. And then there's the actual pull out with the filter that goes in this way.
Yeah, see, and that's cool. And you in the videos, and then, but in general, just.
And I didn't know that at all. And I looked it up.
In general, that, and then general process of elimination. Like, if you can find your oil pan, you can probably find your oil filter, unless it's like a Harley, because I hear those are really hard to get to, but I don't know anything about those.
You can still watch a video.
You can watch a video.
Harley's really great about making videos for their people, because their people need them.
Yes. they do.
Nicest way.
They are.
I love them, but they always need it.
They'd be breaking
I
down.
mean, I just looked it up because I was like, normally I'm used to one oil filter, and that's like you just screw it in, right?
Yeah.
Because what was it? The funny thing that came out recently, it was like somebody putting like a Bang like energy drink, like cutting it and putting it over the oil filter, and then it looks like you have like a can on there, which is like the forbidden juice.
It's kind of, I mean.
It's funny.
It is funny.
But I was like, I can't do it.
Nobody's gonna see it.
I was like, no, it's internal. So the filter goes like, it's not an oil filter that you tack on.
Oh, you put it and then put it inside.
Yeah.
That's how my 250 is. Yeah, I gotta like pull it out and then put it back in. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, I can't be cool. So
cool. Mine's underneath, like in the 636 is. It's like underneath in the engine, so you wouldn't even see it. It's like in this weird spot, like all tucked in the back. I'm like,
and we had to like take all of it off, and then you have to take it off on both sides. So it's like you have to figure all that out, and that's totally fine to sit there and figure it out and make it part of like your daily routine. Is like you're staring at your bike. I know you are. If you have a bike, you stare at it longingly, even if you're not there. It's like the best relationship I've ever had. It's like, oh, I love you.
You're like,
and
oh
it never
gosh.
stops. But like the truth is, you'll just want to like stare at it in a way that you're like taking it apart. You don't actually have to physically in that moment take it apart, but take it apart in your mind and figure out what you need to do and what different things. If you bought your bike, figure out what kind of tires you have. Because the cool thing is, Continentals, I bought this bike with Continentals on them, and then I went to KTM for something else. One of the guys goes, have you put those in for warranty yet? And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, if Continental tires, if you have them on your bike, if anything happens, you get like, you need to plug it, whatever, they will come out to you and either fix it on the spot or take it to a shop for you.
That's so cool.
And I was like, yeah.
That's so cool.
I was like,
wow.
okay,
That's super
I can
cool.
deal with
I like that.
Yeah, I was like, then I'll probably run with Continentals for a while.
Yeah, that's
because
super cool.
they're just like a street tire. They're not anything crazy or anything like that. But man, okay.
Warranty.
Like, come take my bike. Put a hole in it.
Yeah. Sorry. It's not moving.
It stopped working.
So what is sticking out of it? Nothing. Like nothing.
There's not a mini screwdriver in the back there. I don't carry a nail with me at all times.
I ran that over. I swear. Like
it's a brand new nail, ma'am. I keep a rusty nail.
It's shiny. Like I don't.
I just keep a rusty nail in the back,
like in case. Like okay. Yikes. Like
see, this was the nail. It went in there and then it came out. This is a clean puncture. How did you do that? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just ran it
We're
over.
not talking about fraud. Not at all. No.
Commit fraud. No, I'm just
kidding.
Don't commit fraud.
That's her encouragement. This is her brand. Okay. For the rest of the season, do you have any shows that are coming up that you're going to be participating in, that you are aware of, that you can talk about, that you want us to go see you at?
Oh man, it's hard with shows because they are typically pretty last minute. But
wow, it's like we don't have ADHD in this community.
Dude, it's insane. And then insurance and yada yada yada. But I think we're gonna do one in Arkansas in August, and then I'm going to be doing a female stunt competition in Sturgis. It's
That's
still
cool.
Yeah, it's still kind of up in the air. We're super excited. It's our first year doing it with this company called Della Crew Co. She's out of Canada. Her name's Krista. She's a great woman, very much a lady rider. She stunts a Harley. Really, really cool chick. Yeah, she's badass.
She stunts a Harley.
She is a Harley queen. She's so cool. And we're trying to figure out the details. So hopefully, me and a couple of
big ass bike to get up. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they're big. No, they're gnarly.
On that going like,
yeah,
like 900 pounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Harley. Yeah, it they will wheelie, but they break almost every time you do.
I was gonna say
they're not meant. They're not made to do that.
Yeah,
they're a money pit, to say the least.
No, I was like, bringing that down, you can't even bring it down softly.
You got to do a lot of work to them for sure. If you want to
get
stunt
them to
a Harley,
be able to do it. Yeah,
to stunt ready. But they're fun. But they need some work for sure.
Take off everything.
The chain conversion, like everything. But yeah, so Sturgis and possibly Arkansas.
Okay.
As of right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I haven't been to Sturgis before, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
hopefully.
that's awesome.
My homegirl, she stunts out here in Austin. She got into an accident. Her name is Kiana. Instagram is Handbrake Honey. She's on a Ninja 400. Really cool, really killer. She just recently went down, so we're kind of trying to, you know what I mean, trying to figure it out. Like, we don't want, well, and I'm not blaming her or anything, but my friend's health and safety is much more important.
Oh, absolutely.
So
and you want her to be able to do it again.
Yeah, like she's supposed to come with us. So hopefully, we can get everybody and she'll be recovered enough that we can all go and
like any athlete.
And shred,
You're cover enough to be able to do it again and be in a powerful place to do it instead of being in a place where you can just re-injure.
Yeah, that's not till August though, so I would imagine she'll be okay by then.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you for inviting me.
I know.
Gosh, this is so fun.
Right?